Hey there, everybody. My name is Cole Groom from EasySoft, and I wanted to make this short video to give you a look at how EasySoft can help you with your transition to Blackboard Ultra base navigation and also Ultra full course view. So first, what I'm going to do is give you a quick overview of what is EasySoft, and then we're going to jump into the live Blackboard environment and look at some real examples that are being used by our customers for their transition to Blackboard Ultra. And so EasySoft, we're an ed tech adoption platform focused on helping you to maximize the usage and maximize your investment into educational technology. So how are we able to do this? Well, firstly, EasySoft allows you to fully track all of the usage inside of Blackboard, giving you a full overview of how is Blackboard actually being used. Through these reports, you can gain really valuable insights into the usage patterns of your users, the onboarding progress onto Blackboard Ultra, but also to identify the areas of low adoption, areas for improvement where you'd like to see some changes and increases in the usage of Blackboard, or third-party tools. So we also track all of your LTI and third-party tool integrations inside of Blackboard. So really easy to use, simple to set up, comprehensive reporting. Now, what makes this data really valuable is that it's all fully actionable. So from directly inside of these reports, you can create what we call messaging campaigns to target and segment specific users with messaging directly inside of the Blackboard environment. So you're going to be able to communicate more effectively with your users, giving them information at the time of need, again, directly inside of Blackboard. You can be very specific with these messages, so being able to segment very small groups of instructors or of students to be very targeted with these different types of communication. These messages can be used to create awareness about new features, help teach and train users inside of Blackboard Ultra, but also communicating proactively to deflect some of those most common support requests coming into your help desk. And we also have a lot of this messaging content pre-made. We're going to take a look at that in the live environment here in just 1 minute. So through EasySoft, we want to increase the usage of Blackboard, and especially for users that are new to Blackboard Ultra, well, they're not going to know how to use a lot of these new features. So that's why we provide 24/7 contextual and role-sensitive support directly inside of the Blackboard environment. So here through our support tab, we have a fully populated knowledge base, giving users really easy access to support information. But here you can also see that users can directly escalate their support requests. So we will integrate with your current support workflows, your ticketing systems, Blackboard student services to help get that user to the correct support desk as quickly as possible and make it as simple for them to get there. So what I want to do now is go jump into Blackboard and give you a look at how exactly our customers have been using EasySoft for their transitions to Blackboard Ultra. Now, the first thing when we log in is we're going to see an example of one of these EasySoft messages. So there's a couple different styles of message that we will look at, but this is a pop-up message, really grabbing that user's attention when they first log into Blackboard, welcoming them to the new Blackboard Ultra experience, letting them know that some things have changed, but also being able to place a short video here, welcoming them and introducing them to the new platform. And a lot of institutions will actually create their own custom video and use this to highlight some of those key features that you really want to see a maximum adoption of from the get-go when making that transition to Blackboard Ultra. Now, these messages can be placed anywhere inside of Blackboard. Here with a hint message tied directly to the calendar button, asking instructors to add due dates to the calendar. This is something that's really important so that students are going to see their upcoming deadlines and assignments here in the activity stream, which is a really powerful feature in Ultra. So again, being able to use these messages to highlight those key areas where you want users to start clicking around and really begin using from the start inside of Ultra. Now, I mentioned that we have some pre-made messages. So EasySoft has created different campaigns of these messages separate for students and for instructors to introduce them to the new features inside of Blackboard. So a message such as this one could be available on all of the different pages in the Ultra base navigation and as well as the Ultra course view. Providing some general information about how things have changed, how this new tool works. But then down here, you'll notice some links in this message. And when we click on them, they actually open up directly into the EasySoft support tab. So this is where I was telling you we have this 24/7 contextual and role sensitive support, and the user can have this really easy access to support information without having to leave the Blackboard environment, without having to search for anything, really making it as simple as possible for your users to seek out and find new information and begin working effectively inside of Ultra. And down here you see these different support escalation options. And like I mentioned, it's contextual and role sensitive. So if I go to another page in Blackboard here, and the support tab can be triggered directly from this native question mark here in Blackboard. So I'll open that up and open the EasySoft support tab, and we know who the user is and where they're located. So you see it automatically takes me to all of these help items about using the messages, since we're on the messages page. This knowledge base is fully populated with all of the help items directly from help.blackboard.com, but it's also fully customizable. So you're going to be able to add your own institution specific support articles or any support articles for the third-party tools or LTI integrations that you might be using inside of Blackboard. And here, being able to automatically escalate that support request, we can set up multiple different routings so students and instructors can go to different help desks, different departments, can have their students go to different support desks as well. And so I mentioned that these messages can also be used to communicate proactively with your users, being able to deflect some of those most common support requests that you see coming into the help desk. At the start of the semester, a very common one is students not seeing their courses here on the courses page. So with this message, we can let these students know what to do when they don't see their courses here, but also we can combat this issue from the other side. We could send a message such as this one to all of the instructors, reminding them that they need to publish their courses, but also showing them exactly how they can go ahead and publish their courses. And of course, always having these links to these additional support articles so the user can get that information without having to leave Blackboard, without having to search for anything, making this process as simple and easy for your users as possible. But now I'm going to go into an Ultra course, and here again, welcoming the user with another pop-up message specifically for Ultra course view. So being able to highlight some of those key changes, we could use these messages to provide some information about the copy over process and changing the original courses to Ultra courses, just allowing you to really highlight and communicate at the time of need with your users. But we also see a lot of institutions using this messaging to get some feedback from students and instructors about how things have been going inside of the new Blackboard Ultra. So here, this is actually a Google form that you're able to embed directly inside of EasySoft. We can embed many different types of widgets such as Google Forms, Qualtrics, surveys. You can put Calendly, meeting booking links in here, and basically anything that generates an embed code or an iframe we can place in here. So making it really simple and easy for a student or a faculty member to provide you with some feedback. And our customers have gotten a lot more engagement and more feedback by using these messages to push out surveys such as this. And then again, having these hint messages, being able to use them to point the users out in specific areas, showing them how to create course content in an Ultra course. We can also use these hint messages to communicate about any updates going on inside of Blackboard. So now being on SAS in Ultra, you have these continuous delivery updates, new features constantly being added. And so EasySoft pre-creates campaigns for these updates to allow you to notify users about these changes and updates and see the maximum adoption of these new features from the get-go. So here you see promoting the recently released gallery view inside of Blackboard Collaborate directly inside of that course and getting more users aware of this, reaching a larger audience with your communication and giving it to them at the time that's going to be the most relevant for them. And then lastly, I think I'll go through here in Blackboard is being able to provide some asynchronous training to your faculty members or students with this messaging. This is something that our customers have found unbelievably valuable, being able to reach a large group of users when it's the most relevant for them, even for those users that instructors that couldn't make any of your training sessions, just having that information ready to go inside of Blackboard and using these messages to target some of those more difficult problem areas where you see users running into some issues inside of Ultra. One of these popular examples is the gradebook. So really walking the instructor how to set up the new gradebook. What are some of those specific things that they need to do to align this gradebook with your institution specific grading scale, and really giving that information at the time of need. And so what I want to do now is jump over into the EasySoft dashboard and look at some of the reports that we're collecting from Blackboard. So here you see this is our tool adoption report. And again, giving you that really good insight into how is Blackboard actually being used. So right now we're looking at instructor usage, but we could also look at student usage, and you can segment all of this data by the different institutional hierarchies or roles that you're using inside of Blackboard. Now down here, we can drill down into the different tool categories to see what tools are being used, and all of this data is being streamed in real time from Blackboard. All you have to do is install our building block and LTI plugin, and all of this data, just as you see it here, automatically begins streaming through to this dashboard. So nothing that you need to set up, no SQL queries. You see these reports are really simple and easy to walk through. But so we can see here what tools are being used. We can drill down even further and see exactly how these tools are being used. So giving you some really valuable insights into those usage patterns of your users. But like I mentioned before, what makes this data really valuable is that it's all fully actionable. So let's say I wanted to increase the number of instructors who are using rubrics. Here, I can click on these two arrows and create what we call a campaign. Now, this campaign is a way to segment and target specific groups of users inside of Blackboard. And in this case, we would want to target the non-active users. So being able to target all of those instructors that have not used rubrics before. And then directly inside of Blackboard, we can place a message such as this one. So let's say I'm an instructor going through, I've created an assignment. And as I'm going through this assignment here, this is where you would add a rubric. And as I'm going through this process of setting up the assignment, right when the user gets to the area where they can add a rubric, here we can prompt them with a message asking them, do you want to save time grading? So letting the instructor know how it's beneficial for them to actually set up and use a rubric inside of Blackboard, but also telling them about the importance of rubrics for their students. So letting them know they provide detailed evaluation and informative feedback, but also we've specifically targeted this group of instructors that haven't used rubrics before. So we want to provide them with a link on how to create rubrics inside of the Ultra course view. So really being able to walk the user through that full adoption process of these new tools and new features inside of Blackboard Ultra. And then one other thing that we have is different reporting templates. And specifically, we've built a reporting template for our clients who are looking at transitioning to Blackboard Ultra courses. And so here you'll notice these two categories in our reporting template: tools that will be either discontinued in Ultra or tools that are going to change considerably in Ultra. So being able to have a drill down and see specifically which of these tools are going to be different and changing, but then through these campaign features, being able to segment and communicate with your users about these changes when they go to Ultra course view. So for example, if we go into tools that are going to be discontinued, what we could do is we could create a campaign towards the active users, so all of the instructors that are using blogs, and letting them know, hey, we're going to be moving to Ultra at the start of the fall term. Blogs are no longer going to be available, but you can use the discussion boards inside of Ultra to achieve those same learning outcomes as you did with blogs in the old course view. So just really allowing you to segment and target to communicate more effectively with the different groups of users inside of Blackboard. We also have some individual course activity reporting data. So being able to break down these reports to the individual user and the individual course level. This was just a really quick overview of what EasySoft can do with regards to transition to Blackboard Ultra, but there's also use cases that expand across the entire academic calendar and all of the different initiatives going on at your institution. So if you'd be interested in learning a little bit more, taking a closer look, please feel free. There'll be a link here to set up and book a demo, and we'll actually have our team go through and create some custom examples for your institution and really tailor that presentation specifically for you. So thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. I hope you enjoy the rest of Blackboard World, and I'll really be looking forward to connecting and hopefully speaking with a lot of you sometime soon. So have a great day, and bye-bye.